Hello, CNG 132. Welcome to Tuesday. Um, just got done finished grading for last week's stuff. Make sure you read those comments. There were some very tiny errors made um, multiple times. And let me see if I can't bring up the homework. So if I did leave you a comment, like there was an error on page 1 and page 2, um, that's like the best. That's that's the best I can do with the software um, that I'm given. Um, but go back and take a look at it, and hopefully it'll stand out to you where the error was. When you look at IPv4 and we're looking at classes, we're going to look at first off, um, we're going to look at what class it is, and then we're going to probably even before that, you can say, is this a valid IPv4 address? Um, let's look at, we're looking at A, B, and C. Let's look at this one here. 127.7.0.13. I can see that this is within all ranges, but I'm looking for A, B, and C classes, and this one is a D class. So is it valid? Yes, it's valid. What class is it? D, but it's not an A, B, or C address. We can mark that over there. I did throw in a slider, and I'm glad a few of you found it. 192.168.1.8, that is a private address. Um, can it be used for a public address? It can be, um, but that is a private address too. So glad a few of you took note of that. The thing within networking is we're going to do stuff over and over and over, and I will grind it into your guys' head, and you'll be practicing it so much you'll be like, oh, I'm a pro. Then you'll see something that you are not. Don't become um, complacent in networking. Always evaluate the numbers. Look at every single piece of information I give you. If I give you a table, um, is that table always in the same order, or once again, don't get complacent and think it's always going to be in the same order. Look at the title, say, okay, is this his class column? Is this his valid column? Is this the subnet or network address column? Really evaluate the stuff that I give you, because that'll make you a sharper individual overall, especially in networking. This stuff, I when I graduated with my 2-year degree, I was hammering out networks almost instantly. Um, when I was working in Denver for a few clients, the ISPs there, I forget who they were, excuse me, but they would just send me a network address and a broadcast address, and I'd be like, okay, I got two addresses. Which one do you want me to use? Because remember, we can't use the first, we can't use the last. We haven't started subnetting yet, so you really don't know that. But I was only given a network and a broadcast. Then I had to say, okay, which IP address do you want me to use? And they'd say, oh, use the first one. I'm like, okay, I'll use the first one for that client. Um, and then I'd be like, oh, I remember all this. Definitely, if you put it down, it will become somewhat foggy, but then you're able to recall it quickly when you start practicing it again. So that's why we rehearse it over and over and over again. And once again, I don't put crazy things in there to trip you up, but if you do take notice of it, that is a great way to start the week. Well, I hope that was the start of the video. I don't know how that came through like this. 124 cable video. I will delete this one because this is where this video is going to go. Make sure that you are starting to tackle this making a cable early. If you would like more help, go see Alex Sunday. Even on campus, if you want to like a real life scenario, Larimer campus, they they have a cabling wall that mimics drywall in your house. You'll be there cutting your keyhole. Yeah, you'll basically cutting your hole in the drywall. You're using a mud ring. He'll install the wall jack, and you'll also do a punch down panel, which is really good experience because if you ever go into a cabling job, having those skills or knowing what you're doing kind of off the back will give you a leg up in that field. This week, we don't have a test yet. It's still a quiz. We're looking at the physical layers still. Um, Lab 5, I usually get some Lab 5 questions. Really, this is just you understanding the basics of Packet Tracer. We don't use it yet, but if you want to start poking around on it and watching more videos than the one I give you, feel free to. And once again, submitting those UTP cables via a picture would be great. Once again, I cannot sign off on them, and you really can't mail them to me anymore. Um, but if you send me a picture, I will be able to grade those most efficiently. And I think that's all for the week. Just go back, look at that homework. Always look at that feedback I give you. I never try to waste your time. And if you have any questions, make sure to get to me to D2L email or the Hangout email.